Starting at wide receiver is going to be number 23, Quinn Turner. And at running back is going to be number 22, Matthew Sexton. They're also, their second running back tonight, as they run their tee, will be Mackenzie Sproles. Watch out for Mackenzie Sproles as the night goes on tonight. Their third running back tonight, if needed, is Trenton Adkins. He will get the starting nod either at running back or at wide receiver. The final wide receiver is a senior, number 7, Jacob Hensley. And their quarterback tonight is Tyler O'Quinn. Joe, just as I was speaking a few minutes ago, Ridgeview has 4 players, 2 on the offensive line, 1 of their wide receivers and 1 of their running backs who are lost for the season with injuries.
And again, we talked about just a few minutes ago some of the things that we might need to watch out for. That's something right there. You got new starters, especially up front against that Gate City front, against Michael Calhoun, some of the big linemen we've got. We might actually have an advantage going into that. Talk about the soggy field again. They want to get out. Ridgeview does, and with speed. Soft turf could slow them down to that point. Also, again, we talked about that long trip all the way over from Dixon County.
Yes.
Does that play into a role? And of course, homecoming. You play before the bigger crowd. Sometimes it's a disadvantage with the hoopla and everything. Does it play into the factor, again, for Gate City? So, those are some things. But as you mentioned, Ridgeview has outscored 5 foes by an average of 45-6. And they have aggressive defense, and they've got a multifaceted offense. You're going to hear some names tonight over and over. Trenton Adkins and Matthew Sexton. They've scored 11 touchdowns apiece. Junior quarterback Tyler O'Quinn has thrown for 8 scores. Gate City, though, we talked about this, they've trailed 26-0 and 35-0 at halftime the last 2 games. Can they keep it close? The Blue Devils also have been outscored by an average of 39-11 in their 5 losses. So, what do we need to do and improve on? We have committed 15 turnovers in 5 games. That's an even average of 3 per game. We've got to eliminate that. We've got to be able to flip the field on them. Another thing as well, penalties. Last week we had 7 penalties. We average right around 6 penalties per game. Do away with the penalties, do away with the turnovers, eat the clock, and keep it away from Sexton and from O'Quinn and Atkins.
Yeah.
Gate City may do it.
Yes, sir. And talking about penalties, the penalty that really got it started last week was an offsides call that gave Union a first down when we had them stopped. And that kind of seemed like it opened the floodgates from there, Joe.
It was a 4th down and 6. We'd played back and forth. It was late in the first quarter. Again, 4th down and 6 on our 10-yard line. We'd stopped them, jumped off sides. It went 4th and 1. They went for it. And, of course, they scored. And then, as they say, the rest is history. A couple turnovers and things got out of hand. But, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Playoffs. This is the halfway point of the season.
Playoffs.
We're going to talk about playoffs. 0-5 right now, but again, we've got a chance because you take a look at the Region D with the 2A. There are 13 teams in our classification. The top 8 go. 1 versus 8 the first week, 2 versus 7, and it goes down from there. So we take a look at the teams that's in our playoff division. John Battle, Wise Central, Graham, Grayson County, Lebanon, Lee, Marion, Richlands, Ridgeview, Tazewell, Union, and Virginia High. We still own a little bit of our own destiny because, again, we play 4 teams that's coming up on our schedule that will be, in terms of with playoff positioning, we can give them losses and move ahead. So we're going to take a quick break as we do the national anthem here at Gate City. You're listening to Humble Little Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
This is Zach Irvin of the defending state champion Gate City basketball team, and you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Tremendous customer service, affordable prices, and outstanding work. That's what you're going to find at State Line Collision. They take care of all your collision repair, body work, paint, and automotive needs for everyone in Southwest Virginia and Upper East Tennessee. And they want to take this opportunity to say thank you for the thousands they've been allowed to serve, and they look forward to serving the next thousands into the future. So if you've got a need, give them a call. 423-392-0828. Again, 423-392-0828. State Line Collision, proud supporters of Gate City Athletics. Tracing the roots all the way back to 1962, Weber City Drug is your locally owned pharmacy that offers personal customer service to the entire family. They strive to meet your prescription and over-the-counter needs and accept most insurance plans. They're located in Weber City across from Roberts Tire, so give them a call today at 276-386-3482. Again, that's 276-386-3482. You can also go online at wcdrugcenter.com, and they're also on Facebook, and they're open 6 days a week.
And we are back here again. Homecoming 2018, Gate City and Ridgeview. We're about 7 or 8 minutes away from kickoff. Looks like Ridgeview is about to come on the field. Gate City is still getting their final words in the locker room from Coach Akers. So, we talked about the playoffs and talk about the scheduling and the way things look. How are things in the Mountain 7 district as of right now, Rob?
Yeah, if you look in the Mountain 7 district right now, we have played the top 3 teams in the Mountain 7 district. We have played, as of tonight, we will have played Ridgeview. We have played Abingdon. We have played Union. But who we still have not played are the 3 teams below them: John Battle, Lee, and Wise Central. As you said, we do control our own destiny.
So again, but there's no better time than the present, because again, the way the PowerPoint structure works, a win over an undefeated Ridgeview team would go a long way. But first thing first, we've got to take care of business on the field. And
if you also look at the other team we played, which is Marion, they're 1-3. Right. So the teams we have coming up are 2-3, 2-3, 1-3, and 1-3.
Right. So again, possibilities are endless. And again, those 4 teams do make up some of the 13 in our playoff division. So again, we can win out. And like I said, we can try to get into the at least the 4 through the 8 section. But again, got to win 1 before we win 2, and we got to take care of business here tonight. So
just real quick, Joe, the teams that we have played so far tonight this year: South 4-1, Elizabethton 6-0.
Elizabethton.
No, not Elizabethton. I'm sorry, 6-0. Abingdon 3-2, Union 4-1. And Daniel Boone, 4-1.
And you talk about those teams. That's 4A teams, 5A teams.
Yep.
You're talking about, and even a 3A team, Abingdon. So, weathering the storm has unfortunately become the norm here. Getting through the first part of the schedule as we move and get into the later part of the season, and with teams that, again, the playoffs are kind of on the line. We've got to start to win and win out. So. We're going to take a quick break before we get started here. We'll have the captains and the coin toss and get you ready for Gate City and Ridgeview here. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Family owned for 3 generations, Broadwater Trading Company proudly supports Gate City High School and wishes the Blue Devils the best for a great upcoming season. Broadwater Trading Company is your local steel dealer, and they've got chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, outdoor power equipment, and much, much more, including farm equipment and supplies. So go by and see them today at 297 West Water Street, or give them a call at 386-6811. Again, that's 386-6811. Again, Broadwater Trading Company, proudly supporting Gate City Athletics.
This is Coach Scott Vermillion, head coach of the defending state champion Gate City boys basketball team, and you're listening to the home of the Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
And we're back here live at Legion Field on homecoming night. Do want to thank everybody that has that's listening to us tonight out there. We're playing pretty much before a capacity crowd, looks like.
Most
here,
definitely.
And again, like I said, want to thank everybody that's come out tonight, but thank everybody, especially wherever you may be and however you may be listening to us. I know there's a few of you that messaged me earlier today saying you were going to be listening to the broadcast. Certainly do appreciate you, and like I said, for listening to us, for supporting us. Do want to thank our sponsors. We'll get into that a little bit more as the game proceeds. And, of course, we'll have our campus drive-in extended halftime show
Most definitely
today
tonight.
because homecoming. So, but looks like we've got Gate City about to come out on the field.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of captains out tonight. I think most of their starters are going to be out tonight, which are seniors. As the bells begin to ring here, letting you know it's time for football here at Legion Field. We're a little over 2 minutes away from kickoff as they come out for the coin toss. Captains have met out on the field, or are meeting out on the field right now, but the remainder of the teams are still neither Ridgeview or Gate City has entered the stadium at this time, just the captains. As you said, it's going to be a battle of, I was thinking it's going to be a battle of the blue. Ridgeview looks like the Carolina Panther blue, if you know what I'm talking about with Carolina Panther NFL team. Nice looking uniforms. They'll be in the white with that Carolina blue jerseys, with Gate City in their home blue with gray pants tonight, and of course their white helmets tonight. So there's the coin flip, finally goes up in the air right there. He was talking to him for a long time. Looks like Gate City has won the toss and has declined. So Gate City has won the toss and has declined. So Ridgeview will be receiving tonight's kickoff. So possibly a good omen for tonight's game. Joe, talking about, didn't get really a chance to talk about the starters, but we'll go over those as the game goes on here. But we're still not sure, and the coach would not kind of lean toward who was going to start, even when I spoke to him before the game. Will it be John Sally, who had started most of the season, or will it be DeAndre Mack, who came in and was a spark plug, scoring 2 touchdowns late in last week's game? So any notation was not given to me tonight by the coach.
Yeah, and, it may be one of those situations where they go different series, and they've got different packages for each one of them. Of course, Sally's done a pretty good job of the option.
You can hear the train whistle, Joe, as the crowd begins to rise. As Gate City comes onto the field, Joe, it's football time, homecoming style at Legion Field. At the same time, Ridgeview enters the stadium. Like you said, both stands are full. Probably got about 70% of Ridgeview, and with it being homecoming, a huge crowd here, both in the stands and around the stands here on the home side. Yeah. So they're fired up tonight.
And hopefully for a great football game again. Trying something here. We're going to probably go try with Facebook Live as well as with our broadcast here. So if you want to try to watch some of the game, we'll try to do our best with our 2-man crew here. But again, thank you everybody that has supported us. Again, got this thing going, and over 2,000 listeners each week, and growing every week. So again, certainly we do want to say thank you to everybody. So again, we're getting ready for football here. Gate City will be kicking left to right from the on your radio dial, if you had a radio dial on the internet. But again, they'll be kicking away from the scoreboard for all you that are familiar with the layout here at Legion Field. Again, Ridgeview will be taking the opening kickoff here for homecoming 2018.
Yeah, to let you know, Gate City is going to be kicking toward Kingsport. Ridgefield's going to be trying to get to Duffield, so they'll be heading back home that way tonight. So kicking off tonight, it's going to be as normal, Levi Roden.
Football time in Gate City.
As you can hear our PA announcer announce that it's football time in Gate City. The helmets have risen here as the crowd stands to clap for their Gate City Blue Devils. Again, kicking off tonight will be Levi Roden. 2 deep back right now for the Wolfpack will be number 9, Tyler Mullins. As it's football time at Legion Field on a beautiful, cool Friday evening. Again, returning the ball right there, was Jacob Hensley returning the ball that time. He got up to the 30-yard line where he's met
Jacob Hensley returns to the 30-yard
by
line.
a host of Gate City players. It's going to be 1st and 10, Joe, on a damp 30-yard line here at Gate City.
Huge key for Gate City is to be able to contain Atkins, the speed of Ridgeview. We've seen it week in and week out. Teams have been trying to get on the corner. If we can play, contain, keep it inside to where we've got the linebackers and defensive line that can flow, we got a better shot as they start out in the shotgun tonight.
Tyler Quinn, their senior quarterback, is going to be starting off a little dump pass out. He's going to get about 5 yards right there. That pass was complete to number 22, Matthew Sexton.
Yeah, that pitch out, it just Again, they want to do what? They want to get on the corner. They want to try to get outside. Of course, as we mentioned in the pregame, this is the soggy side. This is where a lot of the water, if you can see, sort